My dear all, I'm starting a chapter name is Landscape of the Soul. It is interesting chapter and we'll know about topic to topic. I will discuss point to point. First, you have to know about introduction. Landscape of the Soul compares the Chinese view of art to the European view with examples. Giving any piece of creative art is actually a landscape of one's soul. The classical Chinese painters don't intend to produce an exact copy of the landscape. So they want their viewers to see the spirit behind their work. And it is conceptual that is painted, but the European artists try to create a perfect imitation. It is clear? European artists try to create a perfect imitation, and now I am starting chapter in the summarized way, but I will explain complete chapter and topic to topic. So I have written on top what I am going to discuss. Now, a story of Chinese painting. You have to know what is the story of Chinese painting. There is a wonderful story about the painter Wu Dozi, who lived in the 8th century. His last painting was a landscape, and the Tang Emperor Chongzhong commissioned it to decorate a palace wall. The emperor admired the scene of forest, waterfalls, clouds, etc. The painter requested the emperor to look in the cave in the painting in which there lived a spirit. The painter clapped. The cave opened. He entered it to show its inside to the emperor, but the door closed behind him. Before the emperor realized what had happened, the painting vanished from the wall. That means there was no any painting on the wall. Painting vanished, all cleared, disappeared. Nothing was seen later of the painter. उसे कुछ भी पेंटर को का जो बनाया हुआ था वो कुछ भी दिख नहीं रहा था ऐसा उसे रियलाइज हुआ नाउ story is important to Chinese education. What about Chinese education? Such stories played an important part in China's classical education. इस तरह के बहुत सारे स्टोरी चाइना एजुकेशन में बताया जाता है सिखाया जाता है बच्चे को Now the books of Confucius and Zhuangzi are full of them. They reveal the spirit of the art. There is another story also about a painter. He did not draw the eye of a dragon that he had painted. Why? Now question is here, why? He did not draw the eye of the dragon that he had painted. Why? Other portion of the picture was clear but not draw the eye. Now why? This is a question. Now European stories, the story about Quentin Metz explain European appreciations of perfect imitation in art. Quentin Metz was a blacksmith who loved a painter's daughter. Clear, he loved a painter's daughter, and the painter was reluctant to accept a blacksmith as his son-in-law. That means blacksmith as his son-in-law do not want to accept, and one day Metsi stole in to the artist's studio and painted a fly on his latest panel. It was such a perfect imitation that the artist took it for real. He agreed to give away his daughter to Metsi, who later became a great artist. Clear? He agreed to give his daughter to Metsi, who later became a great artist. That means here In the second line, it was clear the painter was reluctant to accept the blacksmith as his son. That means wanted as a son-in-law. Now, next is comparison between Chinese and European paintings. In the Chinese story, the emperor commissions a painting and appreciates its outer appearances. Now, but the artist shows the true meaning of his work. A classical Chinese landscape doesn't reproduce an actual view as a Western figurative painting would do. The European painter wants you to go his eyes and look at the painting through him. The Chinese painting is not so. You can enter it from any point. Yes. Now what happened next? Now the horizontal scroll, if I'm talking about all over, then this is even more true in the case of horizontal scroll. It adds a dimension of time which is unknown in any form of painting. It also requires the active participation of the viewer, which is both physically and mental. Yes, both physical and mental. Now, the Chinese painter wants you to enter to his mind. The landscape is spiritual and conceptual. Now, I am talking about Sanshui masculine and feminine aspect. Sanshui masculine and feminine aspect. Now, talking about like masculine and feminine aspect, it is uh, classification of gender. Now, the concept is expressed as Sanshui meaning mountain water, which represents landscape. These two images represent two complementary poles, reflecting the vast view of the universe. The mountain is young, reaching vertically towards heaven and is stable, warm and dry in the sun, while the water is in. It is horizontal and is resting on the earth, where it is fluid, moist, and cool. The interaction of yin feminine aspect of universal energy and yang masculine aspect is fundamental notion of dualism. Now, third essential element, the middle void is overlooked where there is a action takes place. Yes, the middle void is overlooked where their interaction takes place. Yin, yang, and pranayama. Pranayama. You can say in Hindi pranayama. Pranayama. This can be compared with the yogic practice. Yogic of pranayama. It is breath in and breath out. You are taking breath. This is pranayama. You are doing in the through the yoga also. You can say this is the path, and you have through the practice you are taking breath inside and leave the breath out. The suspension of breath is the void where meditation occurs. The middle void is essential. Nothing can happen without it. Hence, the importance of the wide unpainted space in Chinese landscape. Yes, no, man's role, what, where? This lies man's fundamental role in between heaven and the earth. He becomes the conduit of communication between both poles of the universe. His presence is essential. He is the eye of the landscape. Now, outsider art, French painter Jean Daufet, Daufet originated the concept of outsider art. It is described as outsider art because it is produced by people who had no formal training, yet show their talent and artist insight. That means having no idea, that means no any skill, no skillful person they are, but they know about art. That is having the talent. Now, Chand's contribution. Around the 1940s in India, an untutored genius was creating paradise. He made himself a garden sculpted with stone and recycled waste material. Now it is called the Rock Garden at Chandigarh of Nekcha. 80 years old creator director in India's biggest contribution to outsider art. The fifth issue, Spring 2005, of Raw Vision of magazine of England features Nick Chand and his rock garden sculpture Women Try to Try the Waterfall and on its anniversary issues of cover. Clear? Women Tried the Waterfall. Rock garden sculpture Women Tried the Waterfall and on its anniversary issues cover. Now Nick Chand's honored. He got, he was honored. The notion of art or raw art is the works which are or were in their raw state without any cultural cultural or artistic influences. Anything from a tin to a broken cup could be material for a work of art. The Swiss Commission for UNESCO will honor Nixon through an exposition of his works. The 5 month interactive show titled Realm of Nature beginning October will be held at leading museum in Switzerland, Belgium, France and Italy. That means overall we can say if anyone having their talent, his talent, her talent, then obviously he see they can show talent because art is a inherent talent by which it can be shown anywhere. Thank you. Thank you so much.